Howdy friendos, my name is Stuart and welcome to our next PlayStation Mascot. If you haven't checked out our Sly Cooper or both of our Kratos videos, please do. I know we keep saying it, but these videos are super fun to make and we would like them to do better than what they are doing. Although I know D&D December should be doing fine. But today we're going to be looking at one of our most popular PlayStation mascots that started out on the PS2, the Demolition Duo of Jak and Daxter. Developed by Naughty Dog before they gave up cartoons, Jak and Daxter follows the titular duo on their constant and ever-changing journeys, from standard platforming to a dark urban GTA sci-fi setting. Okay, the two have had an eclectic adventure so far. We'll be going in chronological order and sticking pretty much with Jak. Daxter will get mentioned once in a while, but Jak goes through a lot of stuff where his character will change and evolve. So, starting off, Jak and Daxter are two normal boys growing up in Sandover Village. Of course, that doesn't stop the two from getting into all sorts of trouble, despite the constant requests from their guardian, Green Eco-Sage Samos. Jak is a seemingly simple and average silent protagonist. He's still developing and is seen as reliable to the town, but he's always getting into trouble with his best friend Daxter. Let's start Jak at true neutral, leaning chaotic neutral, and this will make more sense as we get further into his adventure. Also, I know some of you diehard fans were probably wondering why we aren't covering Ratchet and Clank this month, as they are the other breakout characters from the PS2 era and are often paired with Jak and Daxter. Well, we'd be happy to cover the two, but they have an expensive library compared to almost anyone else we've covered, and we'd love to give them the Loading Crew treatment that they deserve. So if you want to see us cover them or any video game classics, be sure to channel that green eco around you and like and subscribe, harness the power of Dark Eco in Ring the Bell, and pool all your resources with Like Eco to slow down time and let us know what other characters you'd like us to cover in the comment section. So with that out of the way, let's go.
Stay fuzzy, save the world. Choices. Okay, fine. We'll save the world, but do it quickly before I change my mind!
Jak and Daxter sneak off to the forbidden Misty Island. Spotting an army led by some mysterious weirdos, Jak and Daxter try to warn back home. Unfortunately, Daxter is dipped into Dark Eco and transformed. Yeah, chaotic neutral. After a scolding from the great Eco-Sage and learning Samos, the two learn that the only way to fix Daxter is to find the Dark Eco-Sage. Jak and Daxter accept their task and begin their undoubtedly short and uneventful adventure. True neutral.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jak? We'd love to stay in chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
So much like our Hero of Time video, Jak and Daxter do a ton of side quests to collect precursor artifacts and power cells. This ranges from progressing a little further in their journey or helping a villager with fishing. And much like Link, we're just going to give Jak and Daxter two neutral goods. Our heroes quickly discover that someone has been capturing the blue, red, and yellow sagers. It turns out that the ones responsible are the Dark Eco-Sage Goal and his sister Maya. Discovering their plans use a whole bunch of Dark Eco, Jak and Daxter sacrifice their chance to return Daxter back, but save the world. The day is saved, and Daxter says goodbye to Pants. Lawful good.
Wow! Put it on ice, big guy!
Discovering a strange precursor gate, our heroes see it resonating with power cells, collecting 100 power cells and some help with Kiara, which opens the portal that unleashes a monster before they're teleported. Jak is immediately captured and Daxter swears he'll rescue him. Neutral.
Don't worry, Jak. I'll save you before you know it.
Let's focus on Daxter and his alignment during his own game. Daxter is a loudmouth braggart and best friend to Jak. He's often cowardly and will want to avoid a fight when he can flirt with a beautiful woman. However, when the going gets tough, Daxter will put aside his own well-being and safety to help out. It's pretty safe to say that Daxter is pretty securely chaotic good.
I fear the Dark Warrior program has failed.
You should at least be dead with all the Dark Eco I pumped into you.
For 2 years, Jak is tortured and subjected to inhumane experiments conducted by Baron Praxis. What was once the vibrant, plucky, and very silent protagonist is now a broken, embittered hero looking for revenge, as his first words clearly show.
I'm gonna kill Praxis!
We'll give Jak 2 chaotic neutrals.
Just let me figure out how to open the security locks for your chair so I can... You can do it.
Let's get into Dark Jak real quick. Like the Hulk, Jak's dark eco transformations are triggers by extreme anger or aggression, as opposed to actively manipulating his moods or actions. Yes, he's angry and darker, but that's also because he's endured 2 years of torture. There will be no modifiers for the dark eco transformation dings.
May I help?
You look like a reasonably smart man. I want information. Where the hell am I?
Sorry. He's new to the whole conversation thing.
Free at last, Jak and Daxter meet a strange old man named Core and Boy. Jak protects the two from the Crimson Guard, unleashing more of his dark eco powers. He receives an invite to the underground, despite his abrasive attitude. Chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I guess you guys are in.
Jak and Daxter offer their services to the underground. They prove themselves by doing several missions against Praxis for Torn. Some jobs help insiders like Vin and Ashlyn while protecting the city. Others are much shadier dealings with Crew, who's looking to line his own pockets in the Civil War. While Jak is helping the city, he's also aiming for revenge against Praxis. Chaotic good 3 times.
Listen, don't you have someone to collect money from or beat up or something?
You don't like us, do you?
You work for that slimeball crew. What's not to like?
During these jobs, Jak makes a connection with a mechanic hoping to win the hoverbike race. Using some information, Jak goes rogue and invades Praxis' castle. He gets intel on Praxis and the monstrous Metalheads, but is discovered, compromising several people in the underground because of his reckless behavior. I'm actually going to go with chaotic neutral.
Since you've stirred up the Wumpy's nest, you and Whiskers here get to move 4 of our people to new safe houses.
Jak is forced to make up for his actions with the city on high alert. However, he learns 2 contradicting truths. Our heroes have ended up in the future of their world and have found Samos, younger and unaware of who they are. Neutral good.
I found him just wandering the streets, but that amulet around his neck means he may just be the lost heir to the city.
Learning the child from earlier is descended from the legendary hero Mar and can access the tomb with valuable equipment, Jak helps out. He collects several artifacts and jumps into the tomb when it's closing. While Jak survives the challenges and beats Praxis, the Baron escapes with the legendary artifact, the Heart of Mar. Neutral good.
There is still a way to get our friends back, and maybe the Precursor Stone as well. I'll find Vin. Go to the fortress and we'll call you.
Jak rescues his captured comrades, including the old and young Samos. Jak learns Praxis plans to use the heart in a bomb to kill the Metalheads, but this will kill everyone. Jak rushes to fight Praxis, but comes across the Baron's daughter, Ashlyn. Jak convinces her Praxis is dooming everyone, and the two work to find the makeshift bomb. Neutral good.
Let's go, Jak.
Daxter! It is you!
Kira!
And Jak! You look different.
It's been a tough ride.
Still knowing he can use the race team to find Praxis, Jak and Daxter learn Kira was the mysterious colleague all along. It's not all perfect as Errol, Praxis' champion, baits Jak into a fight while Kira is horrified at the man Jak has become. In the end, Jak wins the race but misses the chance to fight Praxis when Errol blows himself up. Chaotic neutral.
I knew you were special when I first met you, Jak, and I commend you for making it this far. We've come a long way, eh?
Yeah, I'm getting real teary-eyed.
Learning Crew helped develop the bomb, Jak confronts his underground connection. Crew gives a gun upgrade to Jak to keep quiet, but is having none of it. Jak defeats the boss and gets the Heart of Mar, and I'm sure we'll never be bothered by Crew again. Lawful good.
If any real metalheads came to town, I'd bunk them just like I did in the game.
Daxter?
Unfortunately, the city erupts into chaos as the Metalheads invade. Jak charges into the nest only to learn that Core is the Metalhead leader and the entity from the beginning of the game. Capturing the child, a lot of bombs drop, but the key things are that the kid is a younger version of Jak, uncorrupted by the Dark Eco. Praxis dies, but Jak is able to kill Core and save the city. Lawful good twice.
I'm afraid your Rift Rider must be used to send young Jak here to a place where he will grow up, safe from harm.
With their enemies defeated, old Samos realizes that they need to close the time loop and send the young Jak and Samos into the past. While Jak says farewell to his younger self, he lets them go. While Haven City will need to recover, Jak will help as the hero of the people. Lawful good.
For heinous acts and crimes against the people, you are hereby banished to the Wasteland for life.
Sadly, things don't get better. The Metalheads continue their attack and support on the inside falters when the slimy Count Vager ruins Jak's reputation again. Jak is banished, accepting it bitterly with Daxter and Pecker. Lawful neutral.
Looks like we found some live ones. Barely.
Picked up by Deimos of Spargus, Jak proves himself useful to the city. Even after revealing his dark eco powers, Deimos lets him stay in the city, working to gain a citizenship and respect among his new home. Lawful neutral.
You two are from the Big Smoke, eh?
Who's asking?
The guy who runs this place, that's who.
Jak does odd jobs for citizens like Cleaver and the monk Seam. While he gains trust with Spargus, Jak begins ignoring Haven City even when they ask for help. Pretty bitter behavior, chaotic neutral.
Look into the light and receive a power, hero.
During his adventures, Jak gains the powers of Light Eco. This balances him off with the Dark Eco corruption, and just like it, the Light Eco doesn't change any of Jak's morality or dings. However, he admits he does start to feel better. Exploring the Wastelands, Jak finally gets his head out of his ass and goes back to Haven City. He discovers Vagar is looking to purge all the darkness from the land, which includes Jak. And he framed Jak earlier. He escapes the Bond death trap, and Jak returns at the turn of the tide. Neutral good.
Arrow.
Still fighting for the weak link, Jak? Well, I've had a few enhancements since we last met.
Back in Haven City, Jak learns Erol is alive, a cyborg, and is now working with the eldritch horrors of the game, the Dark Makers. Even with this new threat incoming, Jak fights on. Keeping Haven City and Spargus safe, Jak proves himself again and again. Lawful good.
The only hombres tough and crazy enough to take on these things are the Wastelanders.
You're a genius.
With the Dark Makers nearing the planet, and with Jak needing help from the planetary defense system, Jak calls for backup from Deimos. They bust through the catacombs, but Deimos is fatally wounded. Jak thinks he's losing his father figure, only for the next bomb to drop when Deimos asks to find his missing son. That's familiar from the last game. Wow, sounds like you just lost your father figure. Sucks, bro. Lawful good.
Greetings, great warrior. Before it is too late, you must power up the planet's defense system.
Rushing to the catacombs to stop Vagar, everyone learns the truth of the Precursors.
Oh my god.
With some deus ex machina, Jak and Daxter stop Vagar with hubris before saving the planet from Erol and the Dark Makers. Lawful good.
Jak, you are the greatest of heroes. You have turned the tide against the Dark Makers, and together we will win this war.
With the day one and Daxter is finally getting pants, Jak is told the truth from the legendary Mar. He is then told that he needs to go to the past to create the world with the Precursors. But with adventures ahead and time travel a factor, Jak decides to wait until everything is good here before going back to the past. Chaotic good.
I couldn't leave you, Dax. With all our adventures ahead, you wouldn't last a second without me.
Summoned to Crass City from the crew reading, Jak and co meet with crew's daughter Rain and ask to compete in a racing tournament. Naturally, they refuse, only to discover the wine crew provided was poisoned. While everyone is ready to suspect Rain, Jak steps up for her and agrees to race to save everyone's life. Lawful good, actually.
Never fear! When the going gets tough, Jak will get us out of it.
We're just gonna have to win the whole thing.
Against those lunatic racers out there?
The race is on, but morale is tense, and every other racer on the team is out for themselves and doesn't want to rely on our protagonist. Jak himself quickly makes a name and does several odd jobs for the league and gets better parts to enhance his chances of winning. Lawful neutral.
So, Jak, sources say there's a big bounty on you. Everyone wants you dead. Everyone except me, that is.
A mysterious racing crime boss and rival of crew named Mizo puts a bounty on Jak's head and gives him the opportunity to walk away. Jak laughs in the face of danger and refuses on live television. Jak, you shouldn't be surprised about sabotage and racers trying to kill you openly now with that attitude, though. Chaotic neutral.
Thank you again, Jak, for your help. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Rain, about your dead crew and all.
Rain, there's something I need to tell you.
Jak decides that it's time to tell Ryan that he killed Crew back in the second game before the news is leaked by a not-suspicious announcer, GT Blitz. Jak doesn't apologize for his actions, but keeps on going with the race, eventually winning. Weirdly neutral good.
Then we realized there is no Mizo. Or rather...
Out of my way! You broke the rules!
Blitz!
I'm Mizo! And losing the bet changes nothing! I'll crush your family and this whole city!
With victory achieved, Mizo reveals himself as GT Blitz. Jak chases after him, giving the antidote and leaving him to die in the fiery wreck. It's pretty raw, but at least he saved his friends. Chaotic good.
And just then, I pushed Jak to safety as the car exploded in a fiery inferno.
With the day saved and everyone cured, Rain departs. However, the gang realize Raid played them all and inherited her father's empire, and Mizo's in the fallout. Despite this revelation, Jak leaves her be and focuses on themselves. Neutral.
Oh, yeah.
With the world's eco supply running out, Jak, Daxter, Kiera rush to the brink of the world. The group defend themselves against the pirates, but Jak has begun losing control of his eco powers. Forced to land, they begin their adventures to help the world. Lawful good.
Those crazy pirates must have shot us. Yeah, that's what happened.
After finding a crystal that can still distill dark eco into the colors, the gang help out a nearby cargo ship. Stopping the pirates, the gang go to the nearby town of Europa and offer their services. Too bad they're attacked again, and Kiera and some precursor tech is stolen. Neutral good.
How did you... I know dark eco when I see it, son. And I could see that you saw what I saw when I said I saw it.
Huh. Okay.
After getting some help from a mysterious old man, Jak finds Kiera and the sky pirate Phoenix. Jak is ready to kick ass, but Kiera calls a truce to get the tech back. Jak and the pirates work together, getting the orb and finding strange dark eco mutants similar to Praxis's experiments. Neutral good.
It's all my fault, Jak. The memories of this place are flooding back.
As the search for an eco core goes on, Jak learns that the European leader is evil and has been creating dark eco monsters with the help of the guilted amnesiac old man from earlier, a dark eco sage. Jak agrees to help take the guy down and find the eco core, but the bad guys get to it first. Lawful good.
You boys need to find and destroy Skyheed's weapons control system so you can get your gun up and working. Think you can do that?
Hey, we're the Demolition Duo, remember?
Jak fights his way through the dark eco experiments and aeroplanes. Phoenix dies, but they're able to beat the bad guy and fix the energy crisis. Discovering a new energy beyond the brink of the world, Jak, Daxter, and Kiera head off to the parts and adventures unknown, at least for now. Lawful good.
Oh, sure, Dax. All in favor of going on a new adventure? Raise your hand.
2 to 1. Done. You lose.
Jak and Daxter stand out amongst the PlayStation library for multiple of reasons. While stuff like Sly, God of War, Ratchet and Clank series have found their niche and working on developing it, Jak and Daxter really did have wildly different adventures each time. It offered a unique identity for each game, and it worked well to its advantage. Along with the solid gameplay was its characters and writing, after the first game of course. Everyone feels alive, and we do have dark characters, and we have morally dark and gray villains like Praxis and the other characters like Torn and Ashlyn. It's fairly decent writing, even if you are against Praxis. You can see what he's willing to do to save Haven City. As for Jak, the guy starts off as a silent protagonist who goes through some serious trauma, gets a bit of a hard edge to him caused by several people, and you know what? He becomes a flawed hero. But he's still willing to do the right thing, and ultimately, I think that just works out for this story. Maybe one day we'll return to Mars World and see the misadventures with them. I can say confidently, though, that there's no other series quite like Jak and Daxter that we can do, aside from maybe Ratchet and Clank, even though they are a lot different. But anyway, what do you guys think? Are there any other system mascots you'd like us to cover? We do want to eventually tackle Metal Gear, but God, that's going to be a pain in the ass. But let me know what you want down in the comments below. Thank you to the patrons, and I'll see you all next time.